Hello one and all, I'm Anna. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I did this geode, a black geode on this tank top. This is a Old Navy tank top. It's one for my friend. She bought the tank top, so I'm not entirely sure what make and model it was, but I can tell you it is 100% cotton and from Old Navy. I soda ash soaked this shirt and then let it air dry. I like to tie my geodes dry because the wet soda ash water is really slippery and it makes it hard for me to hold onto my sinew puller when the fabric's really wet. Even damp, it's kind of hard. So I like to tie these with the fabric dry. So I just grabbed a random part to do this nodule and wrap the sinew around it about 5 times, then use this PVC pipe as a sinew puller. I did about 3 different nodules. You got to make sure when you're doing shirts for females specifically, but all shirts, that you're being careful about the placement of these geodes. You don't want, how do I say this tactfully? You don't want a big ol' circle right on the breast area. So be careful as you're pulling random pieces of fabric that you're pulling areas that won't be just right there in the chest area. I like to kind of scrunch the fabric up as I wrap it around. That gives a little more organic feel, so it's not just circles, because that's the mistake a lot of people make when they start geodes, me included, is it ends up just looking like concentric circles. But if you really scrunch the fabric, you can get that more organic look. So I started with the color Silver Lining. This is a really pretty, just kind of foggy gray color. Then I used the color Timberwolf. I basically just grabbed all of my blacks and put them on here. And Raven, which is the darkest of the blacks. I think it's the truest black when you're ice dyeing, but Timberwolf is pretty close too. I like Timberwolf a lot. Then I did the color Better Black. These are all Dharma colors. And here I'm adding a little bit more Silver Lining. I wanted it to have a bit more of the gray, but it still turned out really cool. You can see I have this in a bowl, so it's gonna sit in the muck. When the ice melts, it's going to just sit in the dye, which is a really cool effect, especially when you want darker colors. So I just added ice liberally. And it's summer here in sunny Utah, so I just set it outside for about 24 hours. And here I'm starting the rinse out process. I rinse in lukewarm water, just as cold as my tap water goes. It doesn't go very cold. It's just kind of lukewarm. And I usually don't use scissors to get the sinew out, but something got stuck. So don't use scissors with sinew unless you really know what you're doing and you're really careful. But this was an exception. I don't usually do this. So I'm still rinsing in the lukewarm water. Once I get it untied, I bump the water up to hot and I rinse it with hot water because it gets out even more of the excess dye. There, I bumped it up to hot. And I sprinkled it with some Dawn dish soap, and that gets out even more excess dye. And then I wash it in a hot wash cycle. And this is the final look. You can see it kind of is a little bit navy, but I really like how this one turned out. Thank you so much for watching.